Hello, my name is Jaxon Turner, and today I'm going to be doing the individual analysis for the local community issue project. And my group includes Ian, Ronan, Few, and Sydney. And for our problem, we chose tuition rates at the University of Kentucky, and we think that they're too high, and that we think there's multiple ways that they can be lowered that would benefit students. So obviously the solution for the high tuition rates at the University of Kentucky is just to lower them by offering more scholarships and programs to students who need it. And the three people groups this affects is the students and then parents and also the employees within the university. So to start off with my research, the tuition rates can be a significant concern for the students of UK, but especially for the out-of-state students. From a Kentucky Kernel article by Sammy Wynn, she talks about the hidden fees and how tuition is actually higher than a lot of other schools in the US. These fees are listed in each student's financial overview. For me as a freshman, they are $696.50, and the university does not explain why we are charged for these fees or where our money goes. And that quote comes from Sammy Wynn in the article, "The University of Kentucky is becoming too expensive." And for me personally, I have experienced these hidden fees within my first year at the university, with my fees probably totaling around $700 as well. This comes from the fees for my dormitory, the books, anything. You really don't know what it is, but you do have to pay fees. I think that eliminating these fees would significantly lower tuition rates for students. Especially at the University of Kentucky and all schools around the US, every school is making advancements every year, and these advancements do cost a lot of money. While some of these investments are intended to enhance the student experience, they're often passed on to students with higher tuition rates. I think lowering the funding for these advancements would significantly lower tuition rates. This would have an effect on the workers, the employees at the university, because a lot of them may lose jobs with no more employees needed for new advancements. It would also have a positive impact on the parents and the students of UK by lowering the cost of tuition. In the article titled "Why is the cost of college rising so fast?" a quote is, many public colleges and universities experience significant cuts in state funding, forcing them to rely heavily on tuition revenue. And that is from Gowder, who is the author. And with them not being funded by the government heavily anymore, they have to higher tuition rates, and there's no solution for this, because it would just take us paying more, because they have to higher the tuition rates because they don't have as much help. With another article titled "Tuition Rates in Excess" by Isabel Warner, she states that for each $1,000 of additional student aid, low-income students are 6% more likely to complete their degree. And I think student debt is a major problem at UK and is driven by non-completion of college. And 40% of students do not complete a degree or a certificate, and this comes from students having to work too much, and they're worried about their jobs possibly. And by cutting costs, they would be able to focus heavily on school and graduate. For my picture, I have a graph that shows the rates from 2005 all the way to 2020 or 2019, and I have our our new rates for this year listed, which is $13,502, and the rates for tuition in 2005 was $5,896. That is almost a 105% increase since 2005. So that just shows how much of these advancements we're paying so much more to go here, and I think cutting the costs with those would significantly lower tuition rates. So the three people groups affected are students, the parents, and employees at UK. But by lowering tuition rates, I think that all three people groups would benefit heavily. Thank you for listening.